if it was illegal to say stupid things into a microphone.
Why must you be so stupid?
These guys would be doing life without parole.
Hey, everybody, we're back from prison.
Why do we keep encouraging this kind of behavior? It's the Breaking the Ice podcast with Josh Dolan.
You know, we could, go to jail for this.
Along with Mike Shue and Isaiah Moskahana Mana Blitz Boskowitz, whatever the hell his name is.
The greatest movies of all time. But if you look back here, so there's Frankenstein's monster, and then there's a scene in the movie where he's kind of on the run, and he meets a little girl who was just playing by a pond, and they kind of become friends because she just sees him for who he is, not a monster, but just like another child almost.
That movie could never be made today.
Yeah, right?
Yes, it could. Yes, it could.
Now, are they by water? Are they on Epstein's Island?
They're by water.
No.
Technically, Josh, he's mentally disabled, so they could.
Oh.
Yeah.
Of Mice and Men,
but
too.
He ends up killing her by accident.
Well,
By accident. Did he pet her too hard?
And so
Squeezes her.
my wife got me this because I saw it at the Rock and Shock Horror Festival. I said, that's a beautiful picture. And I like it because it really sums up my parenting philosophy.
I will kill you.
That's definitely me, and that's my daughter, and I'm just like,
I might kill you on accident.
I got you a new fucking phone for your birthday, so just shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
By the way,
Yeah.
Chloe's 16 today, baby.
Yeah, she survived to 16 years old, which is pretty amazing.
Listen, you had one job, Mike. Keep her alive.
Yeah, keep her fed and clothed and somewhat healthy.
So honestly, happy birthday to you and your wife.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. Seriously, it's been 16 years, but it seems like only a couple of years ago. It's weird. Kids like tear through the time, the fabric of time. The space-time continuum. It's like the Nexus rolling through. An episode of Next Generation.
Whoa.
And
Josh?
it's crazy, man. Yeah.
Right. Hey, listen. Hey, congrats. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah.
Also, happy no smoking anniversary.
That's right. Well, actually, that took place a little earlier when I found out that my wife was pregnant.
Oh.
And that was the last cigarette I had.
The last cigarette you had was 16 years ago?
Yeah, a little more because I found out 16 years and 9 months. Because I found out she told me she was pregnant, and I immediately freaked out and went out and bought a pack of Marlboro Reds, and I lit one up. I smoked one, and then I said, I got to stop doing this, and I threw the rest out the window. We've talked about
this over the years. That you and I a couple times. Like you to this day crave the fuck out of butts.
It never ends. It's every day.
Hey, kudos to you for not fucking falling for it. That's good.
It's tough, man. I quit like 20 times before that and failed every time. But this is as it's lasted the longest this time.
Oh, so wait, you quit cigarettes but went to cocaine?
Yeah, that was the 90s.
Oh, okay.
So it was okay.
Different time. Yeah. Different time.
And that only lasted like 3 months. And then I was like, hey, why is my wallet empty? And why aren't my friends talking to me? And I was like, oh, maybe I should quit like doing cocaine. And
why did I sell my bicycle?
Yeah. My bicycle? Why did I sell like my guitar? And
let's think about that.
It's why I don't ski anymore, because I sold my skis for drugs.
Dude, let's talk about that for a second.
Problem. Okay.
That in the height was the best and worst feeling you could go through. Do you agree?
Yeah. Well, it depends.
Like the high was the best.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
The cocaine high was the best. But then the fact that you're just like, you would sell anything to keep that stupid fucking thing going.
Yeah. And you felt terrible. Yeah.
And you would wait for the man.
Oh, you would do anything. Yeah. You would hang it.
But it's so crazy. Like, dude, we've all smoked. Yeah. You and I have smoked so much weed. Like, weed you can get like this. For some reason, cocaine was like.
Some guy at a bar would just be like, hey, you want to do cocaine? And he's like, you only met him like 15 seconds ago. He's like, yeah, you're my brother. Yeah, let's go into
Josh, you are
Yeah.
blessed. You are blessed, brother, that you didn't fucking do any drugs because Mike and I we're the same age.
We did them all for you.
No, we did it all for you.
No.
No, you won't. No, I don't want to see. Can
Listen,
you imagine? Can you imagine
the reason
Josh on cocaine? No way.
Oh my God, it's like he's already like coming down off of cocaine every single minute.
That's why I take Adderall because I'm always.
Do you snort it?
Right?
Do you snort the Adderall, or do you just?
I
take
didn't
it
know
in
you
pill form?
could.
Oh, geez, Josh, come on.
You can take any. Hold on. Anything fits up here.
Oh God, did we have to see that? Yeah, snort your beer, Josh.
Oh.
It's Wormtown.
No,
It is.
no. I meant
Wormtown doesn't recommend you snorting their beer, but you know,
They
as long as you're consuming it in some way.
Until they're a sponsor, I'm gonna snort it.
Okay.
Hey, listen, while we start this hot mess, we have to thank our sponsors, Invoke Media Group. They put together BreakingTheIcePodcast.com. Thank you to Wolfpack Coffee. Matt, you're the fucking balls. Veteran owned and focused Wolfpack
And
Coffee.
also, we need Wolfpack coffee in the morning after a lot of these.
Exactly. And
Yes.
thank you to Boston Remodel. Fuck, I never get their name right.
Boston Exterior Remodeling. Thank you, Joe Dance from Boston Exterior Remodeling.
You and Barbary just can't get that, man.
I fucking, dude, I
Hey,
fucked
that
up
wasn't
just like
Barbary.
did.
Oh, that was
That
Morgan
was-
Freeman.
Yeah,
Right.
that was Morgan Freeman.
That was your scribble. And then thank you so much to fucking our boy Chris from Garage Doors Plus.
Yes.
Oh, you said that one right. He's
He
been
was the
golfing
first
all day.
on.
He's
Yeah.
fried.
I've been outside all day doing, I've been playing golf,
You've been doing white people activities.
ball golf.
Oh, ball golf. Oh,
Yeah. The lesser
You
of
do-
the two.
How's the disc golf going, Shu?
The disc golf's going great. I haven't played in a couple of days, but it's beautiful. When it's hot like this,
It was
it's
so
tough
fucking hot
because
today.
I'm a fat, hairy guy, and you're walking up and down hills,
Oh,
and you're smoking tons of weed, and it's just you become very lethargic, and it's like you're swimming.
see, the best
in
part of ball
syrup.
golf, you get a cart.
Yeah, see, you don't get carts at disc golf clubs. You
No.
actually walk the course like a man.
Hey, don't be a bitch. Fuck
Yeah,
you.
don't be a bitch.
A
At least I don't
bitch?
need a cart to get around when I'm playing disc golf.
Yeah,
you
because
know?
Hey, and
our
also-
fucking courses are a
Cart's
lot
left?
longer
I
than
hate
yours.
this cart. The steering's off. Oh, really? Oh my God! Somebody let an Asian guy
But
into the club.
Oh.
and then
Yeah.
if the cart breaks, guess what they do to fix it? They get a caddy.
Yes, the caddy's got to carry their
Yeah.
stuff for him.
Wow,
Really?
I heard the whole
Start carrying
don't
your
let
own
Asians-
stuff.
I
Yeah.
heard don't let Asians on the course. That's racist.
No,
Get the
it's not
cock
some
out. Get the
Caddyshack.
cock out. Get
Hey,
the cock
Wang.
out.
Hey, Wang, just tell
Get the
him you're
cock-
Jewish.
Get the cock out.
I don't even know where that is.
How do you not have every fucking episode we
My
go
daughter
through this?
took it. My daughter took it somewhere.
Get
And I
the
think I
Asian-
lost it.
I almost said get.
She's
the
like,
Asian cock.
Dad, stop carrying that around like it's a security blanket.
I
Speaking of
literally just said-
Caddyshack,
Mm-hmm.
speaking of Caddyshack, Rodney Dangerfield has a quote in that, if you wear that, you must get a free bowl of soup. We have someone involved with soup on the show today.
We
you hear
do.
that? That is a pro segue.
Thank
Wow,
you.
Josh
And
Dolan. Josh Dolan.
if you listen to WAF back in the day with Josh, when Josh was on with me in the afternoon, you'd never think he'd be able to come up with something as clever as that, but he did right here on the Breaking the Ice podcast.
Because I knew you had it. I knew you had it.
Dude,
Unbelievable,
I'm
man.
fucking proud of you. That's
That
a
was
nice
so-
segue.
That was
So
velvety.
listen, I'll give this guy a nice introduction when we talk to him. And I appreciate
He's in the
you guys
waiting
having him
room
on.
right now.
That's perfect. Listen, Peter Kelleher is a friend of mine, and he owns a nonprofit called Support the Soupman. If you go to supportthesoupman.org, you'll see his story. We'll talk to him about this. He unfortunately lost his son. His son was homeless, and his son was stricken with an opioid problem and died. And Peter has made it his life's fucking mission to help the homeless. And he's a crazy motherfucker too, which is awesome. So I thought it would be cool to have the guy on the show. Mike
Absolutely.
and Josh both saw this, and guys, I appreciate you having him on. He's fucking, he's a good egg, good stories. And Josh, there's gonna be some things he's gonna say to you, so don't be offended when he says
Oh, I'll go right back at the soup Nazi, okay?
he's not the soup Nazi.
That's a different guy.
He
That's not-
fights the soup Nazi.
This
No,
guy
listen.
This guy never says no soup for you.
No, but trust me, when
He
I
says
started,
free soup.
Yeah,
when
free
I
soup
started
for
when I started working with the guy, I said, "How the fuck don't you have the guy from Seinfeld?" And this is how he goes, dude, Isaiah, I fucking tried. I tried to get the Soup Nazi to fucking. He's awesome.
Oh my God,
awesome.
the Soup Nazi! Can you imagine being that guy? You just make a living off of signing 8x10s like LB because of something you did in the
You know
past
what? The Soup Nazi came up to the station about 10 years ago.
with his mustache.
Yeah, he just totally still looked like him.
No, he left
Everything.
in the car.
He was wearing the chef coat and the houndstooth pants, just like in Seinfeld. He had his name on some gourmet soups.
Right.
And so he came up and brought a whole bunch of soup and stuff. He was doing like a little promotional tour. And the guy's like, this is like the best thing that's ever happened to me. I mean, he's gotten so much mileage out of that Soup Nazi thing. I mean,
you guys know what Cameo is, right?
Oh,
he's
yeah.
on Cameo. He's on.
Is
Cameo.
he on Cameo? Oh, see, he's
on
for Cameo.
He's on Cameo, and a friend of mine, Walt, his wife was the biggest fan, and she got that he got that for her birthday, and she died. She was just like, "Hey, so Deb, this is no soup for you."
Yeah,
like,
the guy's making some pretty good cake.
That's when Hollywood was Hollywood. You could have one part or one appearance on Johnny Carson, and you were set for life.
Right? Yeah. Absolutely.
Hold on.
And now we just gotta look at Isaiah's at that part of the day where he's just like, look at my cat.
He's becoming a cat woman.
What did he do before the cat?
Be the cat lady. He's never going to leave his house. He's going to have 40 of them.
Hey, I go outside. I'm not Danielle. Relax.
He's never going to leave us. He's going to.
That's Cheddar. Cheddah's part of the show.
He is. Yes. Turn around. Cheddah's on the back.
Oh, hold on. There we go. Let's see if I can get this thing done here.
I shouldn't have told him to do that. Now he's got to rearrange the room so he can.
Oh,
there we go, Cheddar right there. All right, so should we let the Soupman in, or you want to play voicemails after? Oh God,
too much.
Edit that out.
Too much. Racist cock.
How many voicemails do we have?
I think there's like 4 or 5.
Let's do the voicemails first.
Let's do the voicemails first, and we'll get to Peter and wrap it up.
Because I want to make sure we can go to at a good pace with Peter, because his story is pretty incredible.
Very good. It's very good.
Yeah.
We don't want to give him the. We got to get the voicemails.
No, you don't give this guy one.
Hey, we gotta do a commercial fucking break, guy.
Right, yeah.
All right,
we're up against it. You don't say that to Peter.
No, or in podcasting. All right, share. Hold on. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I should have set this up before.
Hey, I was at the Natick Mall today.
Hey, happy birthday to Chloe.
I like to call it Satan's anus.
Oh,
what? Yeah. That's my favorite mall because it's separated by class.
It really is.
Wow. It's the American Girl store.
It's not the Natick Mall I grew up hanging out at. The one I grew up with was like 10 times smaller. It had a fountain with green water that they'd throw plywood over the top during Christmas so Santa could sit up there. It had a Sears. It had a Woolworths. It had a Wilson's Leather.
Dude, Wilson Suede and Leather Kit.
Oh, yeah. And then it had a tiny food court with a Papagino's, an Orange Julius, and a...
Whoa, the producer of the show.
What are you doing over there?
I hit share audio and it unmuted my computer.
Oh, okay. I see. All right. Well, that was fun going back to the old country. Drove by the old house. Drove by the old 927 Plaza.
Did you drive by? Remember when we used to work with the New England School, Northeastern Institute? Northeastern Institute of Cannabis.
Oh God.
On Oak Street. Yeah.
No, but Mike and I would go there, and Mike looked at me one time and went, "Dude, you have no idea. I used to get fucking so high behind this building and run from the cops, and now I'm in here learning about weed." Really?
That's one of the most beautiful things ever. We would hide in this office park where Digital used to be, and we would smoke weed, and then the cops would chase us into the woods right where they had a school set up now, like recently, where you could learn how to grow and sell weed.
Right.
I was like, this is just, I don't know what that
way
is.
Surreal.
Like cosmic,
surreal.
Some kind of cosmic karma going on there. Yeah.
It's a weird time. All right, let's see if this works because I muted my computer. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear
today. Would be good.
We should change the name of this podcast to "Let's See If This Works."
Oh God,
you should put that on a T-shirt. Yeah,
that's our next one.
It'll take fucking 6 weeks to get here, and it'll cost $70.
They're custom made, Isaiah. All right?
I know. I get it.
Right? Damn it.
Oh, see, Josh can't get it going.
No, because I have my computer muted. Usually I have my computer hooked up through the board, but because the wife is using the apartment right now to work out.
God,
I'm in the
it's
basement.
Your wife's problem.
I'm in the basement now, so.
He's so whipped.
All right, well then, you know what? Hey, we'll save them.
We'll save them.
No? Yes?
No, not really.
All right. Well, then let's get to Peter because I
Okay.
wanna
Let's go.
talk to
Peter's
Peter, and I
ready.
want people to hear Peter's story because this is, this guy is doing some amazing work, and he is, well, oh, there's more animals. There's more animals. this podcast is like Noah's Ark for crying out.
Oh yeah,
Always.
it's just
Hey, Peter,
What's going on in there?
where
What's
are you?
up, Peter?
I can't see your mug.
What do you mean?
There
Can you
we
see me
go.
now?
Move over, kid.
There you go.
Motherfucker. Peter.
Hey.
Hey, Peter. This is Josh, and that's Mike.
What's up, Peter?
Oh, Josh. Hey,
How's it going?
I brought treats.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Yeah. One.
See that
Up, up.
reaction?
Up.
Oh, somebody was briefed.
I mean,
Hey, now. Up, 11s.
I mean,
11.
Oh.
oh
Dad
my
brought-
goodness.
That's a nice treat.
what's your
I brought
dog's
treats
name?
for my Koji.
Koji.
Wow.
What's up, Peter?
Koji's a big part of what I do.
Hey,
Yeah, I've
listen.
seen Koji in the videos of when you're out there working. I've seen Koji hanging out on the bus.
Yeah, he's my service dog. He loves my homeless friends. He skateboards and does agility.
He skateboards?
Yeah, you should see him. He's a fool.
That's
well-
awesome.
Almost a fool. He doesn't push himself, but I didn't know how to train a dog to do that. I just did the best I could do. It all started off with 2x4, a skateboard, balance. I've had some professional trainers to work with me. He comes out with me 24/7. He's with me constantly. He loves my homeless friends. They adore him. He's a good, big comfort dog.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Yeah, that's like, dogs are used for, people with PTSD. They bring dogs into, hospitals when they can, and elderly housing and stuff like that. And I'm sure that, your homeless friends take great comfort in that. Just, a sweet dog, can be anybody's friend. I'm sure that's a little bit of comfort to people when they come to you.
And I don't know how to say things sometimes because I'm a little rough on the edges.
Yeah, you are.
I didn't ask for any of this shit, to be honest with you. I was in my backyard in an October month when I lost my son. I had to do something. It was cold, and I love to cook, so I said, fuck it. I'm going to make some hot soup. And I started out with 32 quarts of hot soup. I started going into the homeless population. It was a big hit. I did it every Saturday for about 6 weeks, and I had this lady walk up to me that could have been my mother, and she didn't have a hat on, and she didn't have gloves on. I was devastated, and I gave her my hat, I gave her my gloves, and I came home and I put something on Facebook that, hey, this is what I'm doing. Can you help me with some hats and gloves? And it went a little viral, and to be where we are today, I'm amazed. I'm amazed every day. I'm not a Jesus freak, but I do believe there's something out there a little higher than myself that's put me in this situation, and why I was chosen, I'll never understand.
Well, listen, you don't have to understand, brother. Listen, I met Peter a few months ago, and if you go to supportthesoupman.org, that's where it started. That your whole story started with the loss of your son, which you can tell us about, and what you did from that day, and the things that you're doing have gotten the attention of Robert Kraft and the Kraft family. They've gotten the attention of Nora O'Donnell on CBS. They've gotten the attention of the Today Show. All the stuff you're doing, you just took one of your showers. You spend time raising money to help the homeless any way you can because something struck you. So talk about, and this is going to be hard, I know, for you because you're very emotional, but what struck you? What said, fuck this, I got to help? I know it was the loss of your son.
Yeah. I was pretty much either going to drink myself to death or find something to do.
I like that you found B.
And I found something to do. And I love to cook. I made a soup station for beat up Toyota, and I cooked soup. I went out on a Saturday, and it was a hit. And they trust me out there. My friends trust me. I have a bond with so many of them that it's their family to me. I love them. And then when I lose one of them, because they it's not just the drug addicted person that's on the streets. It's little Jimmy that maybe you changed his diapers across the street. Your parents did, that might have gone downhill. Someone that has lost their job. That poor woman that I talked about a minute ago, she got evicted. She had been in that apartment for a year and a half, and she had a week-to-week lease. And he threw her out. One of the biggest landlords, the prick, threw her out, wouldn't wait for her unemployment, and she was on the street. She had to put everything she had in storage. I don't know if she has it. I haven't seen her again. There's a girl that was in one of my first pitches that, I didn't know I didn't know anything. I just wanted to help, but I've learned so much that this girl approached me and asked me if I had any underwear, and I almost fell over. And I said, well, no, I don't, but I have some girls that I work with that I can have them go to the store with you, for you, and find you some underwear. What size do you wear? So I had someone go to the store, Kim, or one of the girls that someone of my board of directors, and they bought her underwear. And I never saw her again. I carried that underwear around in my truck for a year, wondering where she was. And 2 weeks ago, I met her cousin that said, hey, you're the guy that does, and I said, yeah. Well, you have a picture of my niece or aunt or somebody on the Facebook page with one of the first pictures of me giving her soup, and I said, I knew she was talking about, and she goes, she OD'd. I get so emotionally attached to so many, and this isn't easy out there. Trust me. I'm giving out new boots. I'm giving out toiletry bags. I'm giving out sneakers, new clothes. And I'm like the Peter police. If someone approaches me with, brand new sneakers on and wants sneakers, I have to tell them no. Well, you got a lot of balls asking me for new sneakers when he doesn't have any or he has them with holes. My first Saturday out there, or my first time out there, I went to the Haven and they made a big thing of it. This guy rolls up in a $30,000 Beamer with $300 sneakers on, grabs the best pair of sneakers, and he wants them. And over my dead body, he was getting them. That's it.
Peter, do you run into that? I don't want to bring any the negative aspects of what you do out, but that is something you've got to watch out for. And do you run into that a lot, or is that a rare occurrence?
Well, yeah, it's rare, but it happens on a daily basis. But I'm not there to argue with people. I'm only there to help. That's all I want to do is help. Everyone deserves to take a shower and put on clean underwear. I'm sure you guys did today. New socks.
I don't know about the underwear part, but
that's your shit.
Ow! Literally.
But even for someone to get a job, they should be clean. Or I pass out tents. There's more to what I do than we even say we do. Right. That passing out tents was never in my budget. We just put out over 10,000 brown bag lunches in the last 12 weeks. I had to stop that. That was never in my budget. But I have to start it up again. I didn't think I could do the showers, run the showers, and do the lunches to boot.
Right.
Because
let's talk about those showers. Let's talk about those showers. You have to, if you're watching this now, you have to go to support the Soupman, supportthesoupman.org.
We'll put a link under the video in the post.
And I'll tell you what, Nicole, who built our website, breakingtheicepodcast.com.
She's a gift from God.
Isn't she fucking awesome? So, dude, dude, Peter, she makes us look like we know what the fuck we're doing, and we have no clue what the fuck we're doing.
Oh, tell me about it. I'm giving a gift.
She built that website, right? Hold on. She built that website. She built supportthesoupman.org. And if you go there, you see the stories. You see Peter's story. You see the shit that he's been through, the shit that he helps people through. Robert Kraft gave Peter $50,000 for one of these mobile showers that he does. So these mobile showers, and he just took one up to Bangor, Maine a couple of weeks ago. He drives these things to places and puts them and says, fucking, this is where they're at. This is where the homeless can come, take a fucking shower. Not only that, but he works with Ocean State Job Lots and a shit ton of other companies that just give soap and food and various things. Dude, Peter, this had to have been like from the day you started. How do you feel now? I mean, dude, you started a year. How many years ago?
3. I'm going on my 3rd year.
Okay,
but
so
this hasn't been easy. It's not like you can pull one of these showers into a city and drop it off. You have to go through code and this and that,
codes and stuff,
sewage. Boston. When I first went into Boston didn't want me there. I found a nice area to go in. There's a soup kitchen from like 11 to 12 or 1. It was in a nice neighborhood that they really didn't want me there. But I had a Boston officials, because I got a hold of all the city council. I called City Hall again, and I think they might have seen the video with Robert Kraft or the one with the Jersey Mike's Award. Out of 6,900 people on a national level, I was chosen 1 out of 5 that has helped to bring me where I am. Because I'm not that easy to get along with sometimes. I don't like no. I don't like no, and I don't like no. If we're not on the same page,
hold on, wait.
And
you don't like no, and then you don't like no?
I don't like no.
I don't like
either
no.
one of them.
No or no?
No. Because I just can't understand. Yeah, fuck no. I just can't understand. It's pretty simple for someone to say, I don't want this in my neighborhood. I take a shower. My lights are on. I wear clean clothes. That's not acceptable for me.
I don't want the dirty people getting clean.
Right?
Oh, and I think sometimes that they don't want them to.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
They don't want to make the at least a little effort of saying yes to help someone else to bring them up to where they are.
I don't want to start shitting on people because what I do is very, very positive, but I have to go through hurdles to do what I do, which I just can't understand, and I get mad. And then my cockiness comes out, or my attitude.
Dude, listen, the first time I met this motherfucker, he looks at me and he goes, "Hey, if you're not on board, fuck you." And I was like, I fucking like this dude. It's like, if you're not on board, fuck you. Hey, listen, Peter, talk about this. So again, if you're just checking on the show, supportthesoupman.org. Go there. Nicole from Invoke Media made the site. Supportthesoupman.org. Amazing things being happening. Talk about that moment when Robert Kraft from the Patriots called you.
Well, I didn't know. None of the board of directors knew, but we had somebody checking us out for 2 weeks. This was after the Nora O'Donnell interview, that we had somebody saying they was somebody else, asking what we needed or this or that, and I really didn't pay much attention because I don't answer a lot of the emails. I don't have time.
Yeah, no shit. I try to send you some, you don't fucking answer.
He's doing the footwork.
So
he's the Messiah.
So out of the blue, oh, and I'll never forget this. Look at the smile it puts in my face.
Right.
And I do get a lot of smiles. That I get a phone call from Robert Kraft, and I just shocked. I knew the voice. I knew that voice. How could you not know that voice?
We know that voice.
We talked for probably half an hour, and they had to delete us a lot of stuff because I do have a mouth.
Shocking.
I believe in what I believe in. And my last words were, Robert, Mr. Kraft, if I didn't know your voice, I would have thought this was a sham. And he cut us a check for $50,000. I'm hoping to meet him in the future. I have a shower to give away. I hope it's going to be with a veterans group.
We're working on that.
Yeah.
We're working on that.
All right. Because I have a shower that's idle, and I don't like it. And then when we get this shower gone, I'm going to order another one.
So Peter, do the showers cost $50,000?
Yeah, by the time we're done, insurances, and we put them together.
With the whole process, because I know you probably got to get certification, like safety certification, hygiene certification.
It's $3,000 to register it.
I'm sure you got to pay inspectors.
Your insurances.
And stuff like that. Yeah. So you're looking at $50,000 per shower.
Yeah.
But
we're starting to wiggle them down a little to maybe like 46, 47. But just a fire hydrant hookup. It depends where it goes because it hooks up to a fire hydrant or the garden hose. The hookup for the fire hydrant is $1,000.
Jeez.
Yeah.
But it provides, you're on your website, you have the words bolden dignity, respect, hope, and connection. And the shower thing has a lot to do with the dignity part, which is so very important because, we take that for granted. We joked about it earlier. Did you shower, change your underwear today? We take running water for granted. We take being able to take a shower every day for granted. And for someone who's been living on the streets, it makes them feel, it's like, it makes them feel more human, right? And that's the dignity part. And that's why the showers are important.
I was in Taunton last week, and there's a gentleman, he's starting to come every week, and he's grumpy. And I can't blame him. He stinks. He's not happy. But when he comes out of the shower, he's got a shit-eating grin, a whole different man. Only if it's for that 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
If they need sneakers, we give them sneakers. Some of them are used, some are not. I was told not too long ago I'll never have to buy another pair of sneakers. We have people working with people to build, our vendors and who our sponsors are going to be. That I'm overwhelmed every day from what I've seen in the last 30 days, from Nicole, Isaiah, Rick, and a few of my board of directors and people that are jumping on. I'm amazed.
We love you, buddy. You're doing good shit. Okay, you're doing good shit. People don't do that. People don't do this shit every day. I mean, I'm sure people do, but like you struck me as someone who's like, you came from a fucked up place when your son died, and you turned it around and said,
I came from a fucked up home. I'm lucky to be alive. My story is, everybody has a story. Some are worse than others. Mine is just as fucked up as the worst. I'm lucky I survived. God has given me a gift. I don't know why, and I'm running with it.
Good.
My wife is always trying to remind me of that. Like she's obviously a much better person than me, but like,
oh God,
if we're like out in public and I get pissed off at somebody and she's like, hey, everybody has a story. You don't know what's going on with him. You don't know what happened maybe last week or yesterday in his life. Like, don't get that pissed off at him. I'm like,
right. Well, we do. We should never judge. I'm Irish. I do have a little temper. But it's common sense.
Yeah.
Everybody, people helping people is pretty simple.
Well,
even
honestly,
the mean people have hearts.
What you're saying, it's funny, what you're saying and what you're doing, if more people would apply that common sense to what we're going through right now.
Oh my God, yeah.
I mean, no, seriously, I don't care. If everybody thought and acted the way Peter is right now in this fucking world during this COVID shit, we'd be much better off. Common fucking sense.
How has the pandemic affected your efforts? Has it inhibited them?
Truth.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
made us stronger. We put out over
Good.
10,000 brown bag lunches that it was never in my budget. I went out there every day, 7 days a week, and I had to stop because I couldn't run the showers and doing both myself. We would go into different locations and give out 100, depending what day it was. If it was raining, we didn't bring as much out because people were hiding. But every day, 7 days a week. What happened was I got involved with some nonprofits that said, okay, we need some help. Well, a couple of those nonprofits, that's another story. A couple of those nonprofits didn't step up to the plate like they were gonna. So I said, okay, I've heard enough of this. I'll do 7 days a week. I'll do 7 days a week. And I did it. Because some of the other nonprofits didn't step up to the plate. And I don't want to get negative. I'm a big believer that nonprofits should work together. We all have a lot of resources. Their egos are bigger than mine. It's amazing. It's probably one of the cruelest things I've ever seen. People that run these nonprofits, a lot of them shouldn't be there. Their hearts aren't into it. I've got so many stories I can't tell you because it would be negative. Right. I'm out for very positive here. There's a lot more nonprofits that should be working together. I brought out 8 pallets of water with the help of another sponsor of mine. I'm picking them up left and right to nonprofits that needed it. Right. So we dropped off 8 pallets of water on, I think, a Wednesday. I didn't have a shower, to different nonprofits in Brockton and Easton. Nonprofits don't do that. I just got 2,000 pounds of chicken. People are calling me. I shared it with nonprofits. What the fuck am I going to do with 2,000 pounds of chicken? So I call the people that I love, the Daily Bread, Taunton.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I had another gentleman that I dealt with that I loved, that I trusted more than anything, that just cut my throat. That, you know, I love him. His mission is great. I'm on a mission. I want a shower in every major city in New England. And if we can't get a shower in that city, I want property. There needs to be a warming station, and there needs to have somewhere somebody can get clothes and take a shower and hunt for a job. I want property. I want to change the structure of the homeless shelters. Too many people, and I'm not trying to be negative, I see this. Too many people are working for these agencies that just don't give a shit. They're out for the money.
Josh, you were going to ask.
Or just to look good. But yeah, my question was going to be like, what made you think of the showers? Because I feel like when there's a lot of these things that's to like benefit homeless or like any of these like fundraisers, it's always about food, which is very important, food and water. But you never think about little details like taking a shower. Because like if your power ever goes out, then your first thought is, oh shit, I can't take a shower.
Keep in mind, I started with food. When I went out there with the lawyer that did my 501(c)(3) paperwork for nothing, that we just had to pay the expenses for the paperwork, him and I were out delivering soup, and the air came into us, and everybody stunk. I smelled perspiration. It was awful. And I said to a lawyer, I said, where's everyone taking a shower? And the lawyer didn't have an answer. We knew they couldn't go into the hospitals. And even for some of them that the shelter in Brockton, they can go in and take a shower, but they can't go in and take a shower if they've been kicked out. So, and then I was in a place when I did the interview with Nora O'Donnell. I said to one of the people running one of the major shelters that I wanted to bring the shelter in. I wanted to bring a shower in, and I'm still working them. I have a friend that was in law enforcement, is a man that was a mentor to me for many, many years, that I'm trying to get a shower in Manchester, New Hampshire. And I bumped into this lady And we were out there with Nora O'Donnell, passing out soup, passing out backpacks, brand new jackets, brand new boots. And one of my girls that was with me, that's with me all the time, I asked if she could use her bathroom. She said no. I said, why? She's with me. We're passing out coats. We're doing this. They said, you have to move your bus. We got people coming. Nora O'Donnell standing there. I said, I'm trying to bring a shower into Manchester. We don't need one. Oh, what do you mean you don't need one? She goes, we have a shower here. But I said, what about the people that are kicked out of this shelter? Oh, there's not many of them. They don't matter? You
Really?
have no idea how bad I wanted to say, fuck you.
Fuck you.
You shouldn't be running this job. But I can't. I guess I can only say it on the show.
This show, you can. You can say it all day.
Absolutely. Say anything you want.
And then I call my friend Bill Berry. I said, what's wrong with this woman? So it's okay if they can give him a shower, but if they're kicked out of there, they can't go there. They don't deserve a shower. You know, because of the budget cuts for years on mental disabilities have been cut. There's more mentally disabled people out on the streets because of budget cuts. They don't have the mentality to get help. They're walking around in a daze and they just don't know what to do. I see this every day. I cry every day. I saw a man 3-4 weeks ago that was in a wheelchair that came up, and I love this man. I give lunches, and the first time I've seen his feet this bad, he had his feet cut off. He wanted to take a shower, and they're bleeding and maggots coming out of him. And I said to Kim, that's on my board of directors, we got to call the fire department. We got to call the police department. He needs help. They bring him to the hospital, and he should be committed. But he's smart that they can't just commit him. It takes an act of Congress or family members or a judge. I couldn't let him in the shower because I just couldn't do it. Because if he came in the shower and something happened to him, I'm liable. And Kim went right down to the fire department, and they said to Kim, nothing we can do. And I was in tears for the pain this guy's going through. Maggots crawling off his feet. And you can't do something with that?
Why
this system is fucked up.
Why couldn't the fire department do anything?
They've gone to pick him up before and brought him to the hospital.
But the hospital doesn't want to treat him because what?
Because he says he's okay.
He's okay.
Right there.
Crawling out of him.
Yeah, maggots crawling on his feet. That's a good thing because maggots suck up the poison. I guess. But they could not commit him. Right there. Oh, but he's talking good. He's talking really good. He knows what he's saying. He's not stupid. But somewhere, something is touched that his thinking isn't good. That you know, maybe he's just gone through enough pain that he just wants to die. I have no idea.
See, this is why people need to fucking literally, you have to check out supportthesoupman.org. You got to go on this website. You got to look at this story. You got to listen to what Peter just told us about. There's so many more fucking stories. There's just so much fucked up shit that's going on that, you know, in the world these days. But like I gotta say something else because it pisses me off so bad. Do it.
But I'm told I shouldn't bring up the negative.
I don't give a fuck.
We had someone. Father Bills isn't a big fan of mine.
Who?
Father Bills. Father Bills. I met with them. I went in to do a head count. I brought my service dog. They didn't want my service dog there. I had someone at Father Bills in Brockton giving me clothes. They were sneaking me clothes because they get all kinds of clothes. And I did it twice. They found out at the top of the ladder. They were giving me clothes. and they would call, and I got a phone call saying, no, we can't give you the clothes. They brought those clothes that they were going to give me and threw them in the fucking dumpster. We demanded a meeting with Father Bill's lawyers and whoever was involved, and they met with us. We told them about that, and they didn't give a shit.
That's
They would-
unbelievable. They would let that go to waste like that. Why would they do that? Why would
I don't know.
Is it because if you help them, what would it take away funding from them? Is that what
Fuck
they're
their
worried
funding.
about?
I get my own.
Yeah, but why would they say no? That's the curious thing to me. It's like, why would they not?
Where's the no coming from?
Yeah,
Those are the nonprofits that won't help nonprofits. Their egos are worse than mine. Everyone's thinking we're going to steal their funding. There's millions of dollars out there for funding for what I do. We just need grant writers. I'm not capable of doing it. You know, I'm not the brightest light bulb in the box.
Listen, guys, I work with a couple of nonprofits, and it's a and my wife also works in a space where, let's just say that she's asked for money. It's a dog eat dog fucking world.
Oh, it's nuts.
No pun intended. When it comes to, I don't give a fuck if you're the American Cancer Society. I don't care if you're the American fucking picket or what Peter's doing. It's more big business than big business. It's fucked up. It's really fucked up. And to get money is an act of fucking God that you have to go through all this shit. So when you look at all these, do you guys remember, Mike, you probably do, you're my age, maybe you do too, Peter. No disrespect, Josh, but remember UNICEF back in the day?
No, yeah. As an elementary
Oh,
school kid,
I
I collected money for UNICEF.
Well, but trick or treat for them.
Right.
Now, remember the little orange boxes?
Yeah.
Yep.
Remember there was a whole fucking thing about them being a scam?
Yeah.
It was fucked.
Well, that's why I hate when you go to these
Who do you
stores,
fucking trust?
Yeah,
You
but
can't.
when they're like, hey, do you want to donate $1 to this, or this? And I'm like, I don't even know what that is, and I don't even know if it's going to go to the right people. Is this
That's
just
my problem. You
No.
literally have to have the conversation
Google
with
it.
people, and you have to have the conversation with people, which is fucked up. Okay, so for every dollar, what's going on? Then there's this, there's that, there's this, there's that. And then you got someone like Peter, who's not a massive organization. Support the Soupman.org. Not a massive organization. He's one fucking guy who lost his son and shit went south. And he said, fuck it, I'm going to go. And he's got a board of directors now. And he's building up his whole thing. But there's so many people gunning for the money that he's trying to get.
Do you
And there are people
because they want the credit.
They will
Fuck the credit.
undercut Peter all day. Peter's not looking for credit. Peter's looking to
No.
fucking help someone take a shower.
Listen to me. I had a doggy daycare before I did this, and I made pretty good money. I'm making fucking minimum wage. I work, and I get paid 40 hours a week. I work 100. It's not about the money.
But listen, do me a favor. Do me a favor. This is gonna hurt. Tell me about your son. Tell me what happened. Work with me.
I wasn't a real good father, number one. I loved him. I grew up. My father committed suicide when I was 11 years old. My father had cancer. He was sick. He had depression. He loved us. He ran funeral homes. When he died, my mom ran the funeral homes for a few years.
Up in Millinocket.
Yeah, up in Millinocket, East Millinocket. And the man that was with my father for about 15 years said he wanted 51% of the business, and my mom told him to go fuck himself, and she had it sold that afternoon. And she met somebody that I brought home to fix the boat because we had a summer home, and somehow my mother ended up with him. That was a very evil man, robbed her for millions of dollars. I moved in with a sister. It was just part of my story. I'm lucky to be alive.
How did it get to your son?
That I was with a girl that I really never loved. We hung together. She was on the pill. She stopped taking the pill. This is truth. I loved her. I never wanted a relationship. She got pregnant. I was there. I wasn't there. I mean, this isn't all her fault. See, I don't want to,
You're all good. Keep going.
that, it's, she's got HIV now. He started selling drugs with somebody that she grew up with, and there's so much of the story, but I'm not here to slam people.
No,
I
you're
don't
not.
like
You're
her.
not.
She doesn't like me.
But you're telling a story that gets us to where you're passionate when you lost him.
I lost him. I loved him. He called me 3 days before he died, asking me for a recipe.
How did he die?
He died because he OD'd. He was doing too many drugs. He was a very good man. Everybody loved him. He wasn't that normal thief. The cops that I talked to that knew him, he wasn't a bad guy. He was a runner. They could never catch him. He ran like a fucker. He did drugs. He OD'd.
It's funny because Mike Shue did that his whole life too. It's weird.
I did what?
They
ran.
Some of the police officers in Bangor, Maine, liked him. Yeah. I know that he was trying to get into a rehab. He didn't have Medicaid. He couldn't do it. I talked to a woman at the Hope House that talked to him one of the last times. He was trying so hard to get help. He didn't have the funding, and I brought him down here for Christmas, and my Esther, God love her, we gave him a good Christmas. We went into Boston. He jumped out of the car. He got drugs, and this was all above my head. And it just, I had to send him home. There's a big story to this.
But when he passed, that fired up.
I was devastated.
That fired up, and that started what you're doing right now.
And then all I could think is, wow, I should have done more. I could have done more. And the professionals told me I shouldn't think like that.
Yeah, Peter, because when you're dealing with someone with an addiction, and it may sound cliche to some people, but you really can't help someone with an addiction, whatever it may be, until they want to be helped.
Listen, I have addictions too. I'm not a perfect man. I have fought battles for years. I fight battles every day. I try to do the right thing. If I don't put my mind around this 24 hours, I'll go the wrong path. I've never been an angel. Never. Never. Never.
Neither have we.
That's right.
Seriously. Not fucking one of us have.
Well,
not fucking one of us. But you're doing, as has Mike, raising a family, as has Josh doing what he does, as what I do, we're trying to do better. You turned your fucking pain into a serious fucking cause.
Oh, and it's going nowhere but up.
Right.
You know the stuff that you and I know we can't even talk about now that's happening.
Right.
To bring this on to a different level.
Right.
And I'm grateful for this. And since I've met you and Nicole and Tracy and a few
and
others,
Mike and Josh and Mike,
that we can bring this to the moon.
Right.
And I just want to make sure it runs when I die.
It will.
There's so much more we can do to help people. And it doesn't cost us an arm and fucking leg. Right. The people that have it, it might. But our investment that we have is minimal. If you have a heart and you want change and you want to help, it isn't all about money.
Well, Peter,
it's about you putting your name on something and saying, I helped do that.
Well, Peter, what do you guys need right now? What is your biggest need? I know this is hot weather time, so does the weather factor in on that? Like, what is the one thing right now you could use help?
Okay. I hate to say money, but we buy in bulk.
Right.
We have vendors that are jumping in. I could tell you I need sneakers. We're working on somebody that's going to give us sneakers. That's what I'm told. We need boxer shorts. We need bras for women, not so much the bras, but the tight bras. You know, instead of bras.
Like the athletic bras?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we can buy these in bulk. It's like the backpacks. When I first started this and we put things in backpacks, people were spending $20, $25 for a backpack. I can buy them for China for $3.25. That's why we're coming out with Soupman Essentials. You buy a backpack, you give a backpack, you buy them. We're doing some huge shit. We're going to have some big vendors with us. I have two for-profit companies. I don't want to make a dime. That the foods and the Soupman Essentials. I want to pay the bills to make this happen, and I want our profits to go in to do what we do. You know, because it's not easy finding a grant writer because they're all their own beast.
Right.
It's really a tough thing to find.
Job. That's a hard job.
We have Bridgewater State jumping in, and that's going slower than I expected. And, you know, and so I have to raise the money. So coffee. I'm trying to get my soup out there. I had a vendor that could put it in a bottle. I need help with that. That blew up in my face. The coffee.
You're nonstop though. You're nonstop as a nonprofit.
It's just crazy that just to help that there's so many hurdles people put you through.
Right.
And I'm really kind. I cry all the time. I cry because of my sorrow. I cry because of my failures. And I cry because of my gains. And I do it constantly. I sat in my garage the other night and I cried for 4 hours. I couldn't talk the next day because I wanted to give a shower to somebody that figured he would be better off to build it out of a broken down box truck. Because he thinks we're making millions. And this is a man that I've given pallets of water, jackets, cut him a check for $500. You know, I'm just so disappointed with people. I want to own property. I want halfway houses, but I want to run different. I want sober houses. They need a job. As soon as they get in that sober house, we got to find them a job. If it's making a fucking blanket or it's doing something, we need to put them to work. They need something they need something to do. They can't be lost running around the street hunting for drugs.
Right.
You need to be able to put people to work, and they need to be clean.
And that's part of the dignity thing, too.
Absolutely.
Working is part of the dignity part of your mission, as well as the showers and the clothing and stuff like that.
And I hate this is the first time that I've been able to vent like this because people shut me up and say, I can't say that. I can't say that.
Well,
all the time.
There's a lot of people saying the same thing, like what you're saying and what Josh is constantly asking during this whole thing. Why is anyone getting in your way? And
right.
it's unfortunate. It really comes down to money.
I really think it's money, and also because I think that there's people out there that really want the credit. They want their team to be the one that did it. They don't care.
I had a millionaire. I had a millionaire.
You're right, Josh. People want to get in his fucking way because they want to win.
Yeah, I had a millionaire the other day that I talked to for 45 minutes. He said, Peter, it's jealousy. I said, what the fuck up is that? This should be no jealousy.
It's insecurity and jealousy. You don't understand that. You don't have that in your bones. That's not in your DNA. But it lives in other people's DNA.
Get the fuck out of my way.
No, right.
That's where I go wrong.
It lives in other people's DNA, though. People want to throw banana peels in front of fucking successful people because they're insecure.
I'm not a success. I'm a father that lost a son that needs to make change. I am not a success. I am a father that lost a son that needs to help and make change. That's what I want.
Peter, in a strange way, I guess I don't know if this is the right word to say, or the right thing to say, but your son dying may have saved, I don't know, hundreds of lives.
Or
thousands.
maybe even mine.
Yeah, right.
Or maybe even mine.
And that's something that, you know, he set the ball rolling there. And it's terrible that he's gone, but
too many parents
save lives.
Too many parents are going through what I go through. Too many. And it's getting worse. The homelessness is going to get worse. Mm-hmm. The drug addiction isn't doing it. There's more people dying in motels because
this COVID thing is going to, from what I saw, was jacking up homelessness almost 30%.
But also, like all the change that people are talking about right now, like changing street names and like changing food labels and stuff. It's like,
you can't go
how about you change like the way homeless people are dealt with or drug addicts are dealt with, instead of throwing everybody in jail and then being like, all right, your time's up, and then throwing them back into the environment that they were. Why not like do what you're talking about? They go into a sober home and then find them a job.
Yes. There's got to be something we can change. I don't know what the fuck it is, but we're doing it wrong.
Hey,
the system is wrong.
This is why you're on this show. This is why we fucking promote, support the Soupman.org.
Why aren't you guys wearing my shirts?
I don't have
because I'm wearing a fucking cheddar shirt.
You give
send me a shirt. What the fuck?
You need my shirts on.
There's a
Dude, send me a fucking shirt. Let's go.
We'll send you our shirts.
Hey, listen, Peter. We appreciate you telling your story. I know it's tough telling the story over and over again, and it just doesn't, it's, you know, but it helps get the word out. And
I'm sorry if I got a little loud.
No, don't be sorry.
Hey, don't be fucking sorry, buddy. We love you.
We get way louder.
Yeah, don't be sorry.
This is my heart.
And that's how you do it, you know?
Thank you.
This is me.
Yeah.
And I get so frustrated because I just can't expressly believe the rich or why someone just, you know, I just can't understand it.
You can't understand why they say no.
Kids having
listen. When we're done with this and we do all the fucking shit, we're gonna give you this. Put this out to your people. We're gonna put it out to ours. We're never gonna, dude. The second I met you, remember this fucking months ago? We're never gonna stop telling your story, brother.
No.
Yeah.
We have a lot to do.
You fucking think?
Well, let me let me ask you something before.
Did someone say anything about treats?
I mean, come on.
Peter,
I love you, Peter. I love you for doing that.
Peter,
hey, listen, if it helps, I'll do treats for change or whatever. All right.
All right, whatever.
Yes.
We need. I hate to say it. We need to raise some money. I've got a brand new bus going into Maine. It was just. Did you guys know that?
No.
Yes, I did.
Billy Lucini, God love him. I have a bus I travel through Massachusetts with in the winter. Boots, jackets, the whole 9 yards. I've just got one off the line that Billy gave me that Modern Auto Body just put together. It's absolutely beautiful. That's designated to the state of Maine. I've got another one going into Rhode Island. It's for the homeless in the winter to keep them warm.
He's not fucking around, guys. This guy's not fucking around.
Well, we appreciate it, Peter. We appreciate what you do, and
we need sponsors.
Your story.
The window, I got 60. It's called Fill a Bus. $1,000 a window, $500 for a half. It's gonna cost $60,000 to fill that bus.
Everything is on supportthesoupman.org. Peter Kelleher is he's the Soupman. He's the guy. Supportthesoupman.org. Nicole from Invoke Media, who built our website, breakingtheicepodcast.com. She built up that site, and it looks awesome, man. Supportthesoupman.org. How much do you love Nicole?
I love her because she's because sometimes I get down, but every time I talk to her, she brings me right up.
Yeah.
And we're doing the Soupman Essentials. You buy a backpack, buy a blanket.
Yep.
You buy gloves and do this.
Nicole's awesome, man. Nicole's awesome. Peter, hey, listen, thank you for coming on Breaking the Ice.
I love you all. Now it's time for us to make change.
Right.
It's time for you to push the button. Push the button. Push the button, Peter.
Push the button.
Push the button.
What button?
Ready? The button that
Stop
says
button's
fucking
never
we're
gonna
done.
happen.
Push the button that says we're fucking done.
Where?
We're not done.
Is that
We're
one
never
right?
gonna be done.
Push it, push it, push it. Bye.
This one?
Oh, I think he did it. All right.
Good
Oh,
egg.
and Shoe pushed the button too.
Ah, he pushed the same button.
He did. He thought you were talking to him.
That was good. That was heavy. That was heavy.
That was good. Yeah.
heavy.
That was I know you've told me about his story, but like especially I mean, obviously coming from him, it's like
Oh shit, right?
my God. And like I wanted to say it during the thing, but like I know I have in certain like in the hockey world, in the comedy world, charities that I've been involved with and in the radio world. And I know that you know some of the same people that I do that like put charities on that it might not be for the right reasons. And it's like,
right. It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah. And it's hard too, because like you want to help and there's certain like times
There's a lot
when
of
you're
hands
like,
out.
yeah, and I like there's times where I want to help, I want to donate, but then it's just like I have a bad taste in my mouth from some of the charities I've worked with where I'm like 1% of everything that's raised goes to the charity. Everything else goes to those people's pockets.
Right.
And it's definitely refreshing to hear something like that from him. And also like listening to that, I'm like, you know how AAF used to do like the Walk and Rock for Change or like the vinyl for bets that we did right before we all lost our jobs? Yeah. I'm like, what I feel like there's something that we should do with Breaking the Ice where it's like, you know,
maybe it's Peter.
Change.
Maybe it's Peter. Maybe it's Peter.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he I was introduced to him a couple months ago through Nicole, and I was like, what the fuck? And I think the same thing, because I've worked with so many different charities, so many different nonprofits. Some are good, some are bad. This guy's one dude. He's one dude, and he's got a group of people. The reason that he brought me on through Nicole was for one thing: organization. Like he needed to organize a bit. Oh, I'm super loud, right? But he needed some organization. He just needed some let's pull this together and
like
go.
He's got the right idea, his heart's in it, but what street do we take?
Correct. And Nicole's great at that. She brought in a good friend of hers that I worked with years ago. That
she's dialed in.
Dude, Nicole's dialed in, and her friend Karen is like super like CFO, like the financial officer type of person that can go and say, what are you fucking doing? What's happening? Pull the sheets back on this fucking thing and look at everything. And I'm happy that she's there because that's going to help him. It's fucked up, man. It's fucked up when you watch.
But like just him talking about like that, he wanted to give people free showers in Manchester, New Hampshire, and they're like, nah.
Right.
And it's like, why are you saying no? What if they want it? And they're like, well, there's not many of them that need it. It's like
because there's an agenda.
If you're the one person that needs it, that's like gold to you. Like I was saying, when the power goes out, I remember when I was in high school, like junior year, there was an ice storm in New England. Most of New England had no power for about 2 weeks leading up to Christmas.
Yep.
And my whole family would take turns going to the gym with my dad's membership so we could shower in the gym. And that was like gold, just being able to like get clean for 72 hours.
Right.
And it was, I mean, sometimes I shower twice a day. So.
Oh. Yeah, I thought that was good. Thanks for having him on. I appreciate it. I mean,
thanks for getting him on.
That was a fucking. Sometimes those things I think end up going viral, or people see it because they just.
Now we just need Robert Kraft on the podcast to talk about it.
Hey, you know what?
I mean,
listen.
That
dude,
kid is also dialed in. He's about prison reform. I mean, not many billionaires care about the little guy like Robert Kraft does. Talking to you, Jeremy Jacobs.
Yeah, he's a cunt.
I'm not editing that out. I mean,
Fuck you, Jacobs. Go Avalanche. So yeah, no, that might be something I can pull off because I'm working with this and Robert Kraft right now. The next move that Peter and I are making is that shower that Robert Kraft paid for has their big emblem like the Kraft Family Foundation, and I'm working on partnering them up with the disabled American veterans of Massachusetts, and that's going to be a whole PR thing. So maybe we're there that day doing a show.
I'm saying we do like a walk and rock for change type thing, but we're doing it for homeless.
But start with that one thing. Be there that day, because I'm the one building up the PR. Because Robert Kraft, his people literally have told me that they want that because they gave this, and all of a sudden they're not going to argue. Be like, hey, by the way, can we have a
Bobby K?
Hey,
we have
Bobby, come over here. Dude, it'll happen because he'll be there. Be like,
first one. We've made it an hour in, and we haven't had to use it until now. Okay, now we're gonna have to just get rid of your entire image. We're just gonna have to. And we're back. All right.
Invoke Media Group, Boston Exterior Remodeling, Garage Doors Plus, Wolfpack Coffee, and Jesus Christ himself.
And also look up the Soupman. And should we get Shu back to do the voicemails, or do we do the voicemails next episode?
Do them now. Do them.
The racist cock again. You're just creating work for me at the end. What the fuck? I gotta. That could stop an entire presidential election. You can't be saying that. The last 30 minutes is just going to be cut out. You could be thrown in jail for some of these things that you're saying.
Nobody cares.
Listen.
You better erase the end of this show.
We should just end it. We'll do the voicemails next episode. I'm sorry, everybody. We're off the rails. It's late.
Gotta go. See ya.
See ya. You could be thrown in jail for some of these things that you're saying.